Today we're going to take a look at 6 tips to take stunning ocean photography. Plus one, 6 plus 1, 7 tips. But that one is going to be right at the end. So if you don't have anything else to do, stick around and let's make a video. Before we get started, there's a free document in the description. It will teach you how to shoot beautiful, stunning landscapes. Grab that while it's hot. It goes through all the steps that you need to go through to shoot beautiful images. So check that thing out. Beautiful low tide over here right now. This is Yona Beach Park in Richmond, BC. I come here very often to shoot sunsets because there's beautiful sunsets from this location. This is pointed westward, obviously. And you can see that breakage in the clouds over there. But the trouble is, later on today it's going to be completely overcast. There's going to be no sunset at all, so it doesn't matter because I have some photos that I shot here before, some really cool photos, and I'm going to use those as examples so you can see as we go through these 7 tips that I'm going to reveal to you today. Okay, so tip number 1, always shoot at sunset or sunrise with partly cloudy skies. Now you're going to say, come on Adrian, you're telling me this, but look where you are, look how gray everything is, how flat. Yes, like I said, unfortunately today is not going to be good for landscape photography from that point of view, but however I can still shoot some photos. So yes, the first tip is shoot at sunset or sunrise with partly cloudy sky. Reason for that being the clouds, the partly cloudy clouds, the broken up clouds will catch that sunrise or sunset light, and they will cast all sorts of colors, orange, pink, you name it, yellow, beautiful colors. And I have some photos to show you. I'm going to put them right now on the screen. Alright, so as you could see, shooting at sunset or sunrise with partly cloudy skies gives us all those beautiful vibrant colors that we all like, and it just makes the photo look just much better, much appealing, right? You know what I like about low tides? It reveals all of these logs and like objects and stuff that are on the water, and now you can see them, and potentially we can use them as foreground elements if it's not too mushy, right? Too swampy over there. Look at this little shelter over here. Pretty cool. Okay, so tip number 2 to shoot stunning oceanscapes, stunning ocean photography, is to find a stunning landscape, right? Have the ocean, but also if you can add something in the background like mountain range or something along those lines, maybe you can have a lighthouse on the side, on a cliff. That automatically increases the likability of the photo. So it's not only about the ocean. Yes, you can definitely shoot beautiful photos just with the ocean, but if you have something that accentuates the photo, that accentuates the background, then even better. Like this photo, for example, that I shot on Vancouver Island. And like those beautiful mountains in the background, see at this location, they make for beautiful subjects, and the photo automatically becomes more interesting. You have the ocean, but you also have something in the far background to look at, right? Also, what can happen sometimes if you go to a location when there's mountains in the distance, at one point the sun is going down and it's going to hide partly behind that mountain, creating a nice backlight on the ridge on the mountain, and that's going to be super nice. So here's a photo that exemplifies exactly that. Looking for light. Looking for light. Looks promising over there, that breakage in the clouds, but the forecast for later is going to be just cloudy, and that's about it. So not much of a sunset chances today. And that's okay. Sometimes you just gotta accept the reality and just do your best with what you have. There's some sort of hovercraft in the distance. I want to see if I can get it with my telephoto. Tip number 3, shoot from a lower angle. We stand on our feet all day long, so this is pretty much the only point of view we have on the world. So going low with the camera can and will create a much better, much more interesting photo. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is what I mean. You can go as low as a tripod allows it, or you can go as low as you can to the ground. Because I don't have a low enough tripod, I'm using my camera back to put my camera on to stabilize it. So because I'm shooting this low now, I can incorporate some foreground element, which in this case are these beautiful ocean floor sand dunes that I can have in the foreground, and then everything else, meaning the sunset and the ocean, being in the background. If there isn't a low tide, you can just shoot the waves as a foreground element, but in this case it's a low tide, so let's pretend we have a beautiful sunset over there. I'm going to shoot the foreground element, and also I'm going to incorporate the background. I actually happen to have a photo that exemplifies just that, so take a look at this photo. Okay, so go low, grab a lower angle, grab a foreground element. That's going to make your photo much better. So let's shoot an example photo. We have this like a tree stump that has a little bit of moss on it, creates a beautiful green color over there. So I'm going to go low with the camera to have that guy in the foreground and have everything else, pretty much nothing, in the background. Next tip to capture stunning ocean shots, use a long exposure. If you're at high tide, then a long exposure is perfect to smooth out that water. That's the beauty of a long exposure. We can see things that we cannot see with the naked eye, right? Smooth out the water of a waterfall, smooth out the water of the waves. So here are a couple of examples of long exposures that I shot a while back. For shooting stunning ocean photography is to use one of these. This is a telephoto zoom lens. This one in particular, it's a 70 to 300 millimeters on a crop sensor body. I use this specifically when I'm shooting the sun. The sun is the subject. I'm going to zoom in on the sun, and what that does, not only it gets the sun closer, but the sun becomes much bigger in the frame. So in that particular case, the sun is going to be the subject, but it's still going to be a beautiful ocean photo. So here's one example to show you just that. Okay, tip number 6. It's not a technical tip, but more of a logistical tip. Go to your location early. Now I went to my location just like barely cutting it with time, and I scrambled from spot to spot trying to find a beautiful location, a beautiful composition, a beautiful angle. So go there early, scout it out as much as you can, have a game plan in your head, put it on your phone, on your paper if it helps you. Look for opportunities in terms of compositions, in terms of angles, in terms of foreground elements, and yeah, just go there early. That will really help you to just craft a more beautiful image. Just as a side note here, when you are using a telephoto zoom lens and you set it up on the tripod, have your tripod with the leg facing in the direction of the lens, because if it's a especially heavy lens, it's going to topple over and you're not going to like that. So have one of the legs of the tripod on the same line with the lens to avoid the camera falling over, right? Okay, last tip for today, tip number 7. If you stayed so far into the video, thank you so much. Now I'm going to reveal the last tip, which I do not that often, only when I have to do it, when the photo doesn't come out the way I want, when I don't have a good enough subject in the background. What do? I place myself in the photo. So you can do that, place yourself in the photo, but when you're shooting landscapes at sunset and you want to make it about the landscape, the trick is don't have yourself, or if you're shooting another person, don't have that person too close to the camera. have him a bit further out. Tiny human, big landscape, right? That will help emphasize the grandeur of the landscape, how beautiful and grandiose it is, and it will give an extra element for the viewer to look at, that being the person in the shot. So I'm going to do just that now. I'm going to put my camera on a self-timer, on a 20-second self-timer. I'm going to walk all the way there, and the camera is going to take a click, and we'll see what it looks like. To make it even better, I have another trick up my sleeve. I'm going to remove this jacket, and underneath this I have a yellow jacket, so that will make a powerful contrast between the gray landscape that we have right now and my yellow jacket. And me as a subject, I'm going to pop out more in the photo, and that's going to make it look even better. Okay, now I'm wearing this yellow and blue jacket. I'm going to go back to my spot and take another photo. That was it for today. There's not going to be much sunset, as you can see. There's a bunch of clouds coming in from that direction, and they're going to cover everything, and I'm sure it's not going to be any sunset, so I'm going to take off. It starts to rain as well, so I have a few drops on my camera and my lens. Again, check that document in the description. It will teach you how to shoot beautiful landscapes, stunning landscapes with powerful visuals. So get that. It's free, costs you nothing, and it will up your photography game. Leave a thumbs up if you like the video, and do your thing with the buttons down there. I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.